All right. So I was asked a question yesterday by a lovely woman, and she asked this question and it sparked me to make this video because it is one of the most important things you could ever learn with regards to personal safety or self-defense. So I wanted to make this video and put this out to all of you because it is so extremely important. I can't even say enough about it. So I'm going to ask you a question and I'm very curious what you guys think about it. And then later on in the video, I'm going to answer it, but I want to share a story first. So what is the question? The question is there ever a time that you should go with an attacker to a secondary location? So I'm going to say that one more time. Is there ever a circumstance where you should go with an attacker to a secondary location? So I will answer that in just a quick second, but what do you guys think about it? Do you guys have any thoughts on that? Have you ever heard anything about that? Or have you ever even been in a situation where you had to make that decision yourself? So I wanted to share a story really quickly that has to do just with this. And it turns out where this lady did something, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later in the video, but it saved her life. So there was a lady, here in Phoenix, she was actually a realtor that I was speaking to about a year ago, and she pulled up to a stoplight and she was looking to turn right. So when she was about to turn right, she was looking left to check for traffic. So as she was doing that, she heard this huge bang on the hood of her car. So it startled her. So she looked forward and there were two men fighting on her hood. They were fighting on her hood. The one man was underneath and he was face down on the hood looking straight at her. And the second guy was behind him, punching him right in the back of the head and back of in the back and the shoulders and things like that. So the man that was face down, he was looking at her with all this concern in his face and he was screaming for help. He wanted her to help. And she sat straight up in her seat and she looked right at them and said, and she swore a little bit, off of my hood, get off my car. And she was very demanding about it, which was the first thing she did right. So she demanded them get off the car. Well, they didn't at first, of course, but the guy underneath broke free and he started running around to the passenger side of her car. Well, what happened was she reached down kind of in a panic to lock the doors, and she actually unlocked the doors by accident. She just, in a panic, she was frantic. She reached down and she unlocked the doors for these guys by accident. So before I move on, I want to use that as a side tip and say, please know what unlock and lock is in each of your vehicles. If you have 2 vehicles, 3 vehicles, 10 vehicles, it doesn't matter. You need to go into each vehicle and practice being able to lock the door quickly and without even looking. I know exactly when I sit in my car, the second my butt hits that seat, it doesn't matter where I am, in my garage, in a parking lot, I sit down. The first thing I do is lock my car door, and I do it without even having to look at the armrest over there on the door. I can do it without looking, and I can do it quickly, and I can do it in a panic because I've practiced it so many times, but I'm present to exactly how that is. So understand what way is lock and unlock, because the first thing we forget to do or forget is our fine motor skills and our muscle memory, and all that goes away when we're panicked and when we have an adrenaline flow. So please take your entire family out into your garage or out into your driveway tonight or today or tomorrow and practice what is unlock and lock, and practice it in the passenger seat, because you might be sitting in the passenger seat and need to have that happen. Have your children sit in the front seat if they're old enough and practice what it is. Get to the point where you can do it without looking. So that is my point. First of all, that's a little side tip for you. So anyway, she unlocked the door by accident. So the guy who was getting beat up came and he hopped in her car. Well, out comes a weapon and he puts it against her. And normally this is a ruse. This is it was an act to just get her to get out of her car to help. So their whole goal is to get her out of the car so then they could both get in the car and steal the car and do whatever they want to. They steal all the stuff inside. Maybe they strip it for parts and sell it. Who knows what they do with it, but they were trying to steal her car. So the first guy gets in and she was mad, and she was scared, don't get me wrong, but she was one of those women who sat up and she was willing to fight for her life. She has a lot of self-worth. So she sat there and he held a weapon to her. She wasn't getting out of the car, so he told her to drive. And the thing is, she had a decision to make. Was she going to go to a secondary location with this man, right? And what was she going to do? In a split second, her gut told her that she needed to make a scene and get him out of her car and do whatever it took. But she was not going to drive wherever he wanted her to drive. That was the decision she made right then and there. In her gut, she decided, this man, he wants my car. He doesn't want to shoot me. However, you never know, right? But her gut was saying to do that. But either way, I'm going to get to the point in a little bit. But so she comes burning around the corner. She floored it. She held on her horn the whole time. She rolled down her window somehow in the whole process. She pulled into the gas station that was right there, and she was screaming out the window, help, help. And actually, she yelled something else. I can't remember. I don't think she said help. But so this guy got so scared by the time she stopped. He was so startled the fact that she was willing to do that, even with a weapon to her, that he got out of the car and he went sprinting in the other direction. Okay, this worked out really well for her. But that brings me to my point. And I don't remember if he got caught or not, but either way, he got out of the car and she was safe. All right, so that brings me back to the question. Would you ever go, or should you ever go to a secondary location with an attacker? So let's dig into that a little bit and answer that. So first of all, the answer is 100% no with every part of me. No, 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 never go to a secondary location with an attacker. I don't care if they have a gun, a knife, if they're just a lot larger than you, if they sound scary, I don't care what it is. Never go to a secondary location with an attacker. A couple things to think about with that. Let's say he has a gun against you. Okay, let's say he has a gun on you. Does it make sense that if he has a gun on you at the first crime scene where the crime started, if he got you in the car and you guys were driving to a secondary location, doesn't it make sense that he is also going to have the gun against you at that secondary location, right? The gun's not going to magically disappear. So if you are so worried about that gun, for example, and we have to do this strategically, don't get me wrong, I'm not just saying be all crazy and just hope for the best kind of thing. I mean, there's mental strategies here that I teach all the time. But if let's just say I was at the first crime scene where he starts to attack me and puts a gun against me, I would much rather, I'm not saying I want to get shot, and I will do everything in my power to not get shot or stabbed or whatever it is, but let's just say he did shoot me. My survival rates are way higher if I get shot at the first place versus if he brings me all the way to an isolated area where he has a plan, where I'm his sole focus, where nobody's around to hear or see what's going on, and you most likely don't have your phone on you at that point. So I would much rather be injured at the first crime scene than the second crime scene on based on his plan, right? So of course I don't want to get shot or stabbed. There's so many things we're going to do to prevent that happening in the first place. But it is so, your survival rates go down so drastically if you allow yourself to be transferred to a secondary location. It's vital that you don't do that, and you do whatever it takes. If you need to go running and run a little bit in a zigzag, so if he's shooting at you for some reason, you get away though. You get away and you fight for your life at that first location 100% of the time. And I want you to understand that everything in you has to understand your own value and that you are worth fighting for. So when I'm going back to that story with this lady, she did exactly what I would teach. If there is a gun next to you, draw attention, do whatever it takes. You do have to assess if you think that this person is going to pull the trigger. Like if I had a gun to the back of my head, I am not going to just start flailing, right? The second he tries to take me into a secondary location, that's when I would do anything I could, because the risks are there. The risks are very high once you get into that car. But if I do have some time to think and time to strategize, let's say he has a gun to the back of my head, I'm not going to just start flailing. I want to see if there's just a little bit of an opening of time where all of a sudden that gun leaves my head and it gives me a little bit of an opportunity to try to fight for my life. But so you don't want to just start flailing like I said. So wait for a strategic opportunity. But if it is going from gun to the back of my head straight into a car, I am going to flail. I am going to fight. I'm going to do whatever it takes to not go to that secondary location. So that lady, that lovely lady who just built up everything in her to be able to scream and not let that fear take her over, and she remained focused, it may have saved her life. And we just don't know what those guys would have done. They might have just wanted her car, but things change. Once they get in the car and they just wanted the car, something could have changed where the situation changed. All of a sudden they do become aggressive. So you just don't know what people are thinking. So 2 points to this. 2 points. Number one, don't forget to go out to your car with your entire family. This is not just you. Do this with your whole family or your friends. Get your friends to do this and have them understand what is lock and what is unlock in your vehicle, and be able to do it quickly. Sit down in the seat without looking, be able to lock your car. Do not ever unlock your car when an attacker is coming at you, right? We need to practice so we don't panic in the moment, because our adrenaline is flowing and all of a sudden we lose our fine motor skills. It's the first thing to go, and our short-term memory just gets jumbled. We just sometimes will want to freeze, which I do have a lot of information on how to overcome your own fear response, which I'll talk to you guys about over time. I have a lot of things I'm going to be putting out to you guys, so I'm so excited. But secondary, never go with an attacker to a secondary location. I don't care what it takes. And even if it's scary as all heck, it is scarier at the secondary location. And that is on their grounds, on their plan. They're going to isolate you, and you are going to be the sole focus of their crime. So please know that. Please just build your confidence up and be that fighting woman that is just not going to you're going to take a stand for yourself, and you're not going to stand for somebody else doing that to you. So be strategic. Use your gut. Use your mind is your most lethal weapon, so you can act a little bit and do the things I'm going to talk to you a lot about that kind of stuff moving forward. So please, just those 2 things. Make sure what's lock and unlock, and also just truly don't ever go to that secondary location. And then just to wrap this up, I've gotten a lot of questions from you lovely ladies lately, and I want you to know that we have something so exciting coming, and the best part is there's no charge at all. I am so passionate. After I got attacked and I survived my own attack, I am so stinking passionate about this topic that we created an entire something for you, and we're about to launch it in the next 2 weeks. I can't announce it quite yet, but we are about to put something out there that is free to you, and it's because I love you guys and I want you to be safe out there. It's covering a lot of aspects of different things, and so when that comes out, you guys are going to be the first to know about it. So just know something is coming soon, and I cannot wait to share it with you. Please stay safe out there. You are worth fighting for. Don't ever forget it. If you're struggling with your own value, I'm going to tell you over the next weeks, I'm going to be sharing how I went from not valuing myself at all, and I was a suicidal mess and just a whole bunch of nonsense in my life, to I will fight for myself in a heartbeat, without a doubt. So I will help you guys know the steps that I took to get there myself, so you can take it too. So if you're going through something rough, just know there's hope out there. There is a way to feel better. There's a whole cloud that can be lifted off of you, so you can live the best life, and you can know that you are worth saving. That is number 1. So I love you guys so much. Thank you you guys are giving me so much energy, and you're filling my cup so much with all your comments and all your questions, and people are reaching out to me left and right in private messenger, just asking questions. And I plan on, when you guys ask questions like that, I plan on doing a whole bunch of videos to address it, because I want everybody to know if you have that question, so does somebody else, and so do thousands of more. So I will take anything you throw at me. I'm really curious about what you guys want to learn. If there's anything specific you guys want me to cover, I will do that for you, because you guys are everything to me. I love you so much. I'm so grateful, and we all have to lift one another up, and we all have to help one another stay safe out there. This world is wild right now, so stay safe. I love you guys. Don't go to that secondary location. Understand what is lock and unlock, and just stay tuned for what is to come, because there's some very exciting things coming out for you guys. I love you. I'm giving you kisses. There you go. You have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.